Hello everybody, Yom Tov, and today it's your real crime stories, and I just want to say one line to you and see if you can tell who it is that we're going to be talking about around the kitchen table today. I don't like Mondays. I want to shoot the whole day down. Now, I'm sure some of you will not know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure an awful lot of you will know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about the song that went to number one, well, it was in the UK anyway, by the Boomtown Rats. Famous Bob Geldof of Live Aid fame. In 1980, he wrote a song. The silicon chip inside her head had switched to overload. And the background to that song is the story of Brenda Ann Spencer. She was a 16-year-old teenager in January of 1979. It was, I think it was the 26th or the 29th of January. It was the end of January 1979. And Brenda would go on to say that, after she was arrested, that, really it was all our father's fault that things happened, because for Christmas, he bought her a gun when actually she'd asked for a radio. So she also later went on to claim that her father had abused her. I mean, her father refuted the claim, said it didn't happen, but she claimed that it did happen. And apparently, by all accounts, she came from a dysfunctional family. And this particular day, she was feeling down, in a depressed state. Apparently, she also suffered from epilepsy. She had long, what we call, I think it's kinder to call them strawberry blonde instead of ginger. But she had bright red hair, freckles and glasses. And she had this gun. And what she did was she aimed it at the local school. She killed the principal. She killed the school caretaker. And I'll have to refresh my memory as to how many children she injured. But I want to go on and tell you a bit more about Brenda Ann Spencer. Apparently, when she'd done shooting everyone, she was on the phone to one of the police, I believe, and she was the first person to carry out a school shooting. And she says that although she doesn't take full responsibility for the school shooting that she did, she believes that she has been the inspiration for the likes of Columbine and Sandy Hook and some of the other dreadful school shootings that have happened in America since then. But when she was asked, why did you do this? She said, I don't like Mondays. And now this livens up the whole day. So, now apparently it's now 40 years since she was given 25 years to life. And she's now, in August, she'll be up for parole. And apparently she said that, apparently it is said that 40 years on from gunning down Principal Burton Ragg, who was 53, and caretaker Mike Suka, who was 59, and she wounded 9 others. I believe they're all children. She's possibly on her way to freedom. So I'm just going to have a look at the rest of the info that I've got here. Apparently, at the moment, she is serving time in the California Institution for Women in Corona. And next month, she's eligible to go in front of the parole board. She feels that she's served her time. Well, I would disagree with that, because when you get 25 to life, from what I understand in America, unless it says she's got to serve so many years and then she can have parole. I don't know. I don't know what was said during the trial and when she was found guilty. She says that she feels her actions were the blueprint for the massacres at Columbine, Sandy Hook and Parkland, Stoneman, Douglas High. But on the day in question, it was January the 29th. And she took the .22 rifle her father had bought her as a Christmas present, and she pointed it through her bedroom window. Little kids were lining up outside Grover Cleveland Elementary School, you know, in San Diego. And she trained her sights on the playground and sprayed it with 36 bullets. Then there was a 6-hour standoff. And apparently it was a reporter from the San Diego Evening Tribune that asked her, you know, why she'd done what she did. And when he called her home, it was her that picked up. And he said that a reason for the school massacre was, I don't like Mondays, this livens up the day. Because it happened on a Monday. So, I mean, absolutely unbelievable. The police promised her that she would get some food from Burger King. She would get a Burger King meal if she surrendered. And well, that's what they promised her. So she came out and they put her in shackles. And she actually said, and I quote, "It was a lot of fun seeing children shot. They looked like a herd of cows standing around. It was really easy pickings." She pled guilty to 2 counts of murder and assault with a deadly weapon. And on the 4th of April 1980, a day after her 18th birthday, she was sentenced 25 to life. I mean, again, this is just my opinion, and we are discussing this around the kitchen table, but for saying that the children look like easy pickings, I don't know, I mean, maybe I'm just being too harsh, but at 16 you definitely know right from wrong, am I right? Although unless she's extremely immature and is only operating on someone half her age, but I've never seen any indication of that. But if she's what I would call fully compos mentis, which obviously means in full control of her faculties, and she came out and said something like that, then I would have expected the court system to have said, because I mean they sentenced her as an adult at the age of 18. I would have thought that life meant life, with that possibility of parole. Surely isn't that's what they give now? And why should she be any different? Sorry. A bit of a headache coming on. Been a long day. So, and apparently it's only been since the parole process started in 1993 that she's expressed remorse. She was diagnosed with epilepsy and being depressed. She said she was drinking alcohol at the time and she'd taken the mind-altering drug phencyclidine, which made her hallucinate when she opened fire. And then she said that her father had sexually abused her. She said that she had to share her father's bed until she was 14. But of course, like I said before, her father disputes those claims that she's come out with. Apparently, she hadn't been up for parole before, I don't think, but she has said, "I know saying sorry doesn't make it all right, and with every school shooting, I feel I'm partially responsible. I mean, what if they get the idea from what I did?" Apparently she is a model prisoner, but she claims that she isn't a murderer. She refuses to take full responsibility. She blames her upbringing. She said, "I asked for a radio, I got a gun instead. What do you want me to do?" Well, love, not shoot people. You know, I don't know what your father was thinking of buying you a gun. But if you live in a community where people go hunting, then I understand that. But I don't know. You see, we don't have guns here. It's in the UK. It's normally knife crime. That's the problem. It's very rare that it's a gun problem. It's normally knife crime over here. But she seems, I don't know. I don't really know what to think of her. And apparently, the families of the victims are dead against her getting parole. They don't want her released because they do blame her for being, the first one to do, such a heinous crime, to pick children off in a school setting. And they don't want her released. They want her to stay in prison till she dies. But there are others who say, no, she's served 40 years. She spent the best years of her life in prison. She'll never be able to have a family and what have you. Well, don't you think that's just tough? Considering that she removed 2 men from their families. She injured little kids and hurt them. Robbing them of their innocence, being shot at. No. But anyway, that's what was happening. Apparently one girl was shot in the abdomen and the buttocks. She had to spend 42 days in the hospital and she needed 2 lots of surgery to get over it. And to this day, she's still never got over it. So it is a really, but the one thing I did want to read out to you was, it says there's a record level of outrages in US campuses since then. And it says since Brenda Spencer's attack, at least 143 children, teachers and other people have been killed and another 289 injured in assaults. And the problem's getting worse. The most bloodshed in American schools was recorded last year, with 35 people killed, 28 of whom were students, 79 injured. Although the US government does not track the attacks, research shows there were 25 incidents resulting in death or injury. And another database recording school shootings says 2018 had the highest number of incidents recorded of shooting and attacks in US schools. Now, I can't talk about what happens in US schools. Apparently, all these numbers come from the US Center for Homeland Defense. Not quite sure what that is. And it just gives you the numbers for each incident that happens. Like in Columbine, 13 people, including the killers, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold. That was in 1999. So there was that one. And then 2002, there was Sandy Hook in Connecticut, which claimed 26 lives, and the shooter was Adam Lanza. And then last year, 17 people died at Florida's Stoneman Douglas High. And in 2007, Shung Hui Cho killed 32 students and faculty members at Virginia Tech. So we definitely are seeing like a pattern here. I mean, if I'm right, the Virginia Tech shooter, he was like a loner. He was very much a loner, and I think, I don't know if I'm thinking of the right one, but he seemed to have a massive chip on his shoulder. I don't know the full story behind Columbine. I do remember Sandy Hook very well, because I remember watching that on TV, you know, as it was happening. And that was awful, because I was watching those little children. Oh, God. That was really hard to watch. But anyway, getting back to Brenda Ann Spencer. Next month, we will find out if she's going to be released, so she can start her new life. And what do you think? Do you think she should be given parole? Or do you think that she should be refused and just parole permanently refused? Or is that a breach of her human rights? See, this is what I don't get, and this is like a PS to us sitting around the kitchen table talking about crime. I don't understand this time off for good behaviour. If you commit the crime, you do the time. You don't suddenly become a model servitor, you know, a model criminal. And then it's, oh, well, I know you shot that person, but you've been a really good boy since you've been in here, so we'll let you out early. To me, it's like giving them a pat on the back. Because if they were that good a person, why did they commit the crime in the first place? You know, I must be very old-fashioned, or very old school, or just a bad person. I must be, because I'm of the mind where if you commit a crime, especially against a child, and I would say that Brenda Ann Spencer, having deliberately shot those children, as well as those adults, she knew what she was doing. She was 16 years old, and she knew what she was doing. And coming out with things like, I asked for a radio and he bought me a gun, you know, what do you want me to do? And I did this because, you know, I don't like Mondays, and now I've livened the day up. I just don't get that. I'm sorry. If I was on the parole board, I'd be saying, I don't even bother want to open the paperwork. The answer's no. I don't care if you've got the shiniest floors in your cell, or you're the quickest at cleaning, or whatever it is, you know, prison job you've got. You know, I mean, I know they talk about rehabilitation and what have you, but it just, I'm sorry, it just makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. So, I keep thinking of that meme, you know, electric chair. But, maybe not. Maybe that's the wrong thing to say. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you remember this crime? Do you think she was the blueprint for all the other awful school incidents that were to follow? Do you think that other people looked at her and thought, well, if she did that, I can do better, or they held her up as an example, or what do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments, because I would love to know. I did get a suggestion about doing Jeffrey Dahmer, and I was actually going to do Jeffrey Dahmer this week, because it was lovely Nona who suggested Jeffrey Dahmer. But I can't honestly tell you why I just got in my head, I heard Bob Geldof singing it out the blue. I don't like Mondays. I want to shoot the whole day down. And I could hear it in my head. I can hear it now. And I thought, that's weird. Because I'm about to pull up information on Jeffrey Dahmer. But no, this I don't like Mondays kept persisting. And then to find out that next month she's up for parole. I don't know whether I've been told to mention her for a reason. I really don't know. But anyway, I've talked about her now. And I think I've yacked for long enough. So I'm going to leave this one with you guys. And like I said, if some of you haven't seen the other video that I put up today, it's just to let you know and to ask for your continued prayers for my friend Lorraine, because I got news this morning that she's been given 2 to 3 weeks tops. That's all she has left. So I've been trying to deal with that today. That's why everything's late. But at least, you know, I'm handling it. I'm getting it done. So if you could just ask for your continued prayers, I'd be really grateful. Her name's Lorraine, with just one R. And if you like this video, would you please press the like button and make me smile? I'd really appreciate it, because every like does make me smile. And if you didn't like it, please don't do anything at all, just leave it. But if you did, or even if you just like my dress, or you just like my hair or my makeup or something, could you press the like button? Because honestly, I would be really grateful. And every one I get does make me smile. So anyway, I'll probably do Jeffrey Dahmer next week. But if you've got any suggestions of anyone else you'd like me to cover, then just let me know and I'll do that for you. In the meantime, I'm going to say I love you. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe. You know, and if you could ask for a radio for Christmas, get them one, for God's sake. Right. Sorry, that was a joke. I know it's in poor taste, but forgive me. Just for once. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.